Alright, here we go. Let's see if this is going to work. Rock and roll. It says excellent condition. That's what we want to see. Alright, so there we go. So what do we got going on here? The goal is to take the bug out solar trailer. I'm going to put a tire on it, and we're going to see if we can still pull it with the solar golf cart. We're going to pull it up to the, maybe pull it up on the concrete here so I can work on it a little bit. It needs a little tender loving care, so that's what we're going to be doing. So let's do this. And I've got a setup here on the cart. You can't see it, but I got a laptop. This is not a phone, this is a webcam. It's a nice 920C, and I hope the audio sounds pretty decent. I have the gain turned up a lot, just so you can hear me when I'm working on the stuff. And the call-in line's open, so we'll be able to take calls. And I have my audio piped in through, I have an FM transmitter on the golf cart, so I can hear the caller on my little FM. I'm transmitting back at 90.1, so I can walk around the cart and still hear the caller audio or whatever audio is coming to the laptop. So I have my phone. It's not doing the streaming, so I have my phone free so I can still use my phone. So that's what we got going on right now. So we're going to work on the bug out solar cart and see what's happening here. So far it says nobody's in here. That's odd. Are we being shadow banned that much? Huh. No way. No, it says 11:10. Okay, so there's people in here. I just don't see them in the chat. Alright, so here we go. Let's go do this. We're going to see how this works. And I also set up an access point. I guess I can turn around and show you. Well, you don't care. But yeah, I set up a separate access point. I've been working on this setup on and off all day to get this right. And this is not just for this one stream. I'll be using this setup, if it works good, for other projects around the property. So let's see, what's a good view here of the bug out cart here? I don't want the, there we go, that looks pretty good. That'll work. So who do we have in the chat there? We got Violet the Lady Texan. Is that what that says? We got Birdie to tweet. How's the audio sound? Is the audio overmodulated? Is it cracking? Is it too loud? Of course, the real way to audio check is I'm going to be over here working. So how is the audio when I'm over here? So can you hear me good? If the audio is good, put 1 in the chat. And if the audio sucks, put 2. One for good, and if the audio sucks, put a 2 in the chat. So yeah, the goal is to get this thing going. I need to mow around here. I want to move the solar bug out car trailer to the front side, closer to the property. So 1 sounds good. All right, let's do this. Like I said, the calling line's open. I'd like to test it. So if you want to call, the number's in the chat. The number is 512-221-1953. So let's test out the call in there. So this won't take long. I already made sure this wheel fit, because the last one I got didn't fit at all. So this one will fit, obviously. So I've been listening to one of my favorite podcasts, besides No Agenda, and it's on Republic Broadcasting Network, and the show is called The Perfect Storm, and he covers a lot of current events, and he's talking about what was the reason for the pandemic, and there's a lot of reasons. Population control, to slow down the incoming economic collapse so they can control the monetary system with maybe hyperinflation that's already here now. So it's a good podcast to check out. It's called The Perfect Storm. Which one is the right size here? It's this one up here. The Perfect Storm on Republic Broadcasting Network. I guess I should put the link in the chat. Oh, KD659, I'm pretty sure sent me his CD, and I know I talked about this the other day, but I got the link pinned at the top of the chat to go check his webpage out, and I'm going to open it up on a stream one day, just not today, and I'm going to play whatever music he sent me to play. Yeah, I'm missing a lug bolt, because these are lug bolts, not nuts, and I don't like these style of wheels, but it is what it is. That's the way it was when I got the trailer. It's only a little 13-inch wheel. It's not leaving the property right now, so we're not bugging out. So just making sure they're centered. No point doing a cross hatch. Only got one missing. Yeah, gotta love it. But that's the way I got the trailer. I think I paid $400 for this thing. And of course, it didn't come like this. It was in pretty rough shape. There we go. Just give a little love to that bearing there. It doesn't sound too bad. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can still pull this sucker. You know, I almost want to put some wood under that tire. Yeah, let's see if we can put wood under that tire, because it's in a rut, and I want to give the cart as much chance as possible. Oh, there's the calling line. All right, let's see if this works. Anonymous. We gotta hit accept. Caller, you're on the air.
G'day, mate. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. So let's do an audio check before I go too far from the laptop. So talk to me a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. It's Jack. I called you once before, and I'm from Australia.
Oh, cool. Yeah, audio sounds good. Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, so I've got a good satellite link out here.
Cool.
Comes down in Brownsville in Texas today.
Awesome. I'm just going to move this tower over here. I can still hear you, just won't be able to hear me very much. Give me a second here.
All right, cool. So, I like your trailer.
Can you hear me when I'm out here?
Not hearing you so well now.
Yeah, I was about 25 feet away. I'm getting closer now. All right, yeah, so I'm getting my bug out trailer ready for what I think could be something. So, also need to mow under here, and I want to check for snakes.
Now, how many panels you got up there, and what each are they?
Okay, so are you talking about on the house or this trailer right here?
On the trailer.
Okay, hold on just a second. The trailer, here I'll show you. The way I have it set up, I'm going to put this board under here first, and then I'll show you the panels better.
No worries.
So, of course, you're hearing me before you're seeing me do stuff. Because the delay of the Kodak. But everybody else...
Yeah, look, that's the way it works. You're using something like OBS?
Yeah, I'm using OBS. That's as far as that jack will go up. It'll be all right. Yeah. Oh, that worked great, didn't it? Let's just laugh at that for a second.
That's all good. Yeah, I've got a big solar set up here and that, but I'm set up to stay here. But I can see everybody coming for around about 4 or 5 miles, so I don't have to bug out anywhere. Got the gardens going and that. I was just starting my potatoes now, so I've got them all sitting up in egg cartons, getting them out and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, we're getting it all together. Going to try sweet potatoes this year, but I'm starting them in a greenhouse that I got a little cheap one I bought online, $99 plastic covered steel tubular frame thing. So see if that gives us some sweet potatoes, because it's still winter here and it's frosting a little bit.
All right.
But it'd be nice if we can get some container sweet potatoes going before it gets really hot. So sweet potatoes like warm weather, but they don't like 50 degrees centigrade, which is 120. So especially when it's dry. They like hot, but they also like humid. And we don't get that out here.
All right, so these panels up here are 100-watt rich solar panels. So they're 100-watt rich solar panels. There's 5 on that side, and then I have some on the roof, which, let me count. 1, 2. I got 4 on the roof. So we're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So technically, this system will produce 45 watts. But in reality, I'm probably getting a good 40 watts out of it. I mean, sorry, 45 amps. So I'm getting probably a good 40 amps out of it. It's plenty to run a window unit, a small one. No, not really. You need about 55 amps to run a... somebody else is calling in. You'll have to wait.
Yeah, that's right.
So, no, you don't have to wait. I'm just saying the caller right now. So I can run... you can run like a 5,000 BTU window unit with this setup with no problem.
Rip the guts out of your little window unit. The electrical motor. Now get an induction motor. Brushless induction motor, and replace them. There is not a commercially sold air conditioner on the market around the world now that's running induction thing. So that'll drop your usage to about 20 amps requirement.
I actually have LG makes a dual inverter window unit, and it's DC motors, and I use 4 of those in the house, and I run one of them all day long on solar. And they pull about 540 watts, and they slowly spin up. So when you turn it on, you know, it starts up at 10, 20, 30, 40, and it slowly ramps up. The blower motor and the compressor motor are DC. So you don't have that startup surge.
But are they brushless inverters, though?
Yes, they're brushless DC motors. Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yep. It's
all right.
Look up.
There's a big difference with a regular motor and inverter. I'll let you get on to your other caller.
Well, the other caller's not there anymore, so unless you want to keep hanging out, you can. It doesn't matter.
Oh, look, it's all good. It's 7:51 a.m. here, and that I haven't started my day because we've had a bit of rain overnight, and it's still only, 48 degrees Fahrenheit over here, so it's a little bit chilly to get back out there, so I'll sit here and that by the fire.
Awesome.
Watch your show.
Awesome.
Do like your big tub in the middle of your trailer there.
Yeah, that's my seed. Here, I'll show you. That's how I harvest seeds.
All right.
What I do is I set it up on this table right here. just like this, and I stand right here, and I have a water hose, and I crack my watermelon. What I do is I crack the watermelon in half, or cut it in half, and I'll scrape out all the meat, and then I just wash out all the meat, and it leaves the seeds behind. And then I have drying racks in there, so that's how I process my seed, is with an old wash barrel like that. Came out of a wash machine.
Yeah, I've got a couple of similar, but I'm actually growing stuff in them, and I fill them up full of soil because they're enamel coated, so they don't rust. Right.
I was growing in that one, and that thing is really old. And I was growing.
Forever.
I grew succulents and stuff like that in there, just for looks. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the this cart to the trailer, and we're going to see if we can still pull this trailer with the cart.
Cool.
So here we go. Here goes nothing here. And the reason why I say still pull it, because I've since changed the batteries in this cart to where they're a lot smaller, so I don't have the pulling torque like I used to have. So it'll be interesting to see if we can still do what we need to do here. I'm going to minimize this, so now we can see me backing up to the trailer. Yeah, I like this setup here. And I need to raise it up a little bit because it has sunk down into the ground. I hope it's got some, I hope it'll raise up. This thing hasn't been
I love your old trucks in the background there.
Yeah, I got a 65 Chevy and an 80 model. The 65, I need to put a fuel pump, and it starts and runs. I was driving it years ago, but I got busy and life caught up with me. That 80 model, that used to be my work truck. I inherited that from my grandfather. All right, this is what I figured was going to happen. Can we lift it? Oh, just a little bit. Yep. All right, what I'm going to do is lift and try to move it over to some dirt that's not sunk in. I'm going to try to put it on this block right here. All right, let's see if I'm strong enough to do this. Woo! Now we got to bring her back down. It's a workout right there.
Yeah, watching, having a bit of dramas lifting it.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, grab that plank.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, they sit for a while. They stick.
Yeah, I didn't put a board underneath it, so it went into the ground pretty deep. I know better, but I don't care.
Look, you get busy and that, and you rush things and that, and you end up paying for it later. It's always the way. I do the same thing myself.
Yep. All right, here we go. All right. Plenty of clearance now.
Mr. Bluestone is in the audience asking there if your white Chevy square body for sale.
I couldn't sell that if I wanted to because I inherited that, and yeah, that's not going to happen. But people want to buy both of those trucks all the time. All right.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And that if you're a little bit closer, and that I might put in an offer myself.
Yeah, that's hold on a second. Got to get some stuff out from underneath. I've been storing all the stuff with spiders and snakes. All the good
I
critters.
tell you what, I've just noticed something. I had to buy some machine tools, and I buy from a company over there in the US, Niagara, and they make good chrome moly tools. And heck, they got cheap.
Really?
I thought, what's going on? I always used to pay more, and that, and I realised that the US dollar is that far down. It's not funny.
That's not good.
No. It's always, well, since the 80s, and you've always been like $1 US buy is about $1.65 Australian, rightio. And that's down to $1.47 now.
All right, do you think we can still pull this trailer? I'm going to back up first and see. The sun is...
Good idea. Shake it forward and then move it forward. We'll get the run up.
Yeah, it's spinning right now. It's just doing nothing but spinning. Let me see if I can give it a little help. Yeah. Hey. I should have hooked up to it sideways to try to pull it out of the rut on one tire. I might still do that. Yeah, I just don't have any pulling torque. Let me put this thing in low gear. I got two settings on this cart that I rigged up. It's got hill climb and street. Let's see if that helps. Probably not. Yeah, this thing is just, it ain't happening.
You're getting some movement there. I think your sideways pull on that it'd be the go.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is jack up the side and get it out of that rut.
Yep.
And
yeah, good move.
I'm going to jack it up right over here. It's in a pretty big hole. And I can put that board underneath it.
Hey, if I can ask your audience something, and that if they're listening in, are folks seeing side effects from these jabs over there? Folks they know and all that sort of thing?
I can hold on a second. I know I don't want to get too much of
If that's the subject you want me to shut up on, that's fine. And that I understand.
You don't have to shut up. I just don't want to say any magic words. You know what I mean?
Ah, right. Fair enough. Yeah, no, we don't want to cause any dramas.
But
because the world's run by sensors.
But I know at least 5 or 7 people personally that have had issues like blood clots, the blood, heart enlargement.
Yep. Yeah, same story over here. That's why I was asking.
Where your face
you
goes...
can't see anything about the news and that people are getting sick from solar flares and such and all that sort of thing. That's what they're telling us.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to put this big board.
Problem is, and that over here, that what everybody's worrying about is they pass the okay to give young kiddies to jab and that. And, yeah. I got grandkids, so I worry.
Yep. I don't blame you. I don't have grandkids, and I worry.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's see if we got a chance.
Yeah, B. Walker. I made a comment online the other day about that very same thing too. I got a friend, lady doctor, very, very clever lady, writes textbooks for other doctors. So not an amateur at this at all. That's her specialty, fertility.
We got her moving.
Cool.
All right. Question is, where do we want to put her now? It's a good question.
Oh, put a couple of planks down and put your wheels on top of that.
Yeah,
so it's easy to get out, move the next time.
Yeah, well, this is going to be temporary where I move it because I'm going to do some work on it. So I'm going to get some. I got.
Oh, Rudy, you got a tick or something on your neck, or is that part of your outfit?
Oh, it's a necklace thing I'm wearing. Yeah, it's not a tick.
Oh, right.
Hold on. Hold on just a second. When I'm backing up, it cuts out my FM transmitter, so I can't hear you because the voltage gets so low in the battery. So hold on a second here. I have something else in the way I'm trying to dodge. I didn't see it until I was backing up. There we go. All right. Hold on. There we go. Now I got you back.
Cool.
So I need to put a 12-volt regulator on my FM transmitter because what's happening is it's one of these that you plug into the cigarette lighter, and my battery voltage goes lower than what it operates at whenever I'm doing some hard torquing on it. So all I hear is static whenever I'm really pushing this thing hard. Woo! It's kind of warm today. Yesterday it was in the 80s here, and a couple days before that it was 106. Yeah, a lot of people think that's a tick. It's funny.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, but yeah, glad it's warming up down over there and that, so.
Yeah, I think I'm
looking forward to days over here when it's 106 again.
I almost want to put it up on the back porch. I need to clear off some stuff on the back porch. I might put it up on the concrete. What should I do? It's going to block my view either way. I'll just leave it right here. Yeah. Either way, it's going to block my view. Well, this call-in setup works. That's pretty cool.
Well, I used to have live streams with friends over there in the US, and I've got one of my daughters is living over there, and my girlie, my fiance's over there, got stuck over there for the COVID shutdown. She was actually over here before then, and she had medical insurance over there, so she went home to Oregon to get some treatment, and then the idiots over here shut the border, and she got stuck over there for 2.5 years, but she'll be here on the 28th of this month, so she'll be back home after 2.5 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, I'm stealing your natives from over there and that, and bringing them over here. It may not be the greatest place, and I know our government sucks, but I'm that far out, but government doesn't worry me. They're not going to come out here just for some 60-odd-year-old fart.
Right.
So, and that's my survival strategy. I'm that far out, nobody will give a damn.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have this property and the acreage and the food that it produces. So I'm not really concerned about any food shortages here. I'm concerned about the way the people are going to react. So
yeah, that's the big worry. I've been monitoring groups and all that sort of thing, and that, and they're just saying, well, if we've got that. This is over there in the US. They're saying they've got guns and ammo and all that sort of thing. We'll just take whatever we want. I think you call them wolf preppers and all that sort of thing. There's quite a few groups actually forming up. That Telegram and that. Just for your information, Telegram ain't that secure. all the governments have got agreements with the telegram operators.
Huh. Well, I don't use Telegram, and actually what I'm on, this platform I'm on right now is the worst. You know, being on YouTube.
Yeah, I know, it's all owned by the evils, but
yeah.
A lot of people are putting their trust into this Telegram for privacy and all that sort of thing. Our government, we learned this and that because our federal police here and that used private Telegram chats that they had access to, and they admitted they have access to it through Telegram themselves, and that of individuals, and they've just got blanket warrants. And that, so if we've got them out here, imagine what the US has got.
Yeah. I don't have to imagine. I kind of know.
Yeah. yeah, we're all part of Five Eyes anyway.
Yeah. All right, we're going to back up here.
Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the UK, none of those places can be trusted anymore. Look how they're treating the people.
Yeah. That goes without saying. They're, well, I listened to this one show. I don't know if you were listening at the beginning. His show is called The Perfect Storm, and it's pretty prophetic now, the stuff he was talking about years ago and what's happening now. You know, a conspiracy theorist 5 years ago is basically just a fortune teller today, you know. Telling the future.
I know. I put up with the ridicule for 20 plus years. I made the move out here. I had a good government job, the government, South Australian government, pension for life, all that sort of thing. Gave it all up and moved out here, and because I started to figure out what was going on with the world, and didn't know when it was going to happen. Hoping it never would, but yeah, that's what made me do the move out here and that, because, you know, but the reality of it is now a lot of the folks who called me an idiot and crazy and conspiracy theorists and that are now tracking us down, and that the email hasn't changed and all that sort of thing, so they've contacted us and said, you know, what do we do? What do we do? And I said, look, if you haven't made the move a year ago, it's too late now.
Yep.
So, just advising folks the best we can, grow your own food, get independent. A lot of my friends, unfortunately, and that they also, you know, had a good life and that, living in the city. Some of them live in apartments. How do they stock up and all that sort of thing? Trying to show them how to grow food in containers on their balconies and make food walls. You know, you get an old pallet and cut the bottom off soft drink bottles and hang them upside down and that sort of thing. And so, you can actually grow salad greens and all that sort of thing. 20-odd plants on an old cargo pallet. One lot gets the morning sun, and one lot gets the afternoon sun, and in between you've got a whole pile of buckets growing potatoes and carrots and onions. Some of them are doing okay and all that sort of thing and supplementing it down and that, but things are getting ridiculous here because the government, because we're, depending on which, we've got a two-party system over here. One of them's controlled by the Chi-Coms, the other one's controlled by the UN. The one that just got voted out, they're the UN one, so now we've got a China-controlled government. But while it was under the UN control, they were getting paid to plough in their crops.
Yeah.
And then we had all the weird weather, and that took out all the salad bowl area, and that we saw iceberg lettuce over here getting to $9 each.
Yeah, and notice how Bill Gates is involved with all the stuff that's collapsing. Like he's even involved with the baby formula now. And what is he, a psychic? How did he know that he's starting a baby formula business? So think about that. Well,
it was your FDA that shut down your baby formula manufacturers over there in the US, and the FDA, if you have a look at the board of them, two of the guys are ex-Monsanto, two of the guys WEF graduates. The two women there, one's a hardcore commie Marxist and the other Sheila, and that's written prophetic stuff about how we need to reduce the population and all the rest of it. So, you know, these are the folks who are running the FDA, and they're shutting down your food manufacturing plants over there. Same thing's happening over here, and that people in the government and these organisations, and that just they just work against the people. They work against common sense, and they're working towards creating shortages, disunity, creating hatred between people.
Yeah, fear, scarcity. Like you said, they want us fighting amongst each other, so we're easier to control. When people are afraid, they make the bad decisions. They're easier to control. So somebody in the chat was asking what I'm drinking. It's just distilled water in an old bottle, a glass bottle of, you know, this was like mineral water, but it's just distilled water. I'm still sugar-free, no artificial sugars. So if you look on the screen now, you'll see how I rigged this up. So this is how, like if you're going to go down the road with this setup, the panels fold in and you tie them down, and then I'll extend it out and show you how that works. Oh, and so how I did this is I used a cattle gate. So I went and bought a cattle gate, and I think it's a 12-footer. I'm pretty sure it's a 12-footer. It's either 12 or 14, and I literally just wired the panels onto the back of the, they're just wired on there. They're not bolted. And I use that, I'll have to show you the wire I use, but I use it for everything. That's how these panels are attached to the cart. I don't use any fasteners if I don't have to, because I want things to be temporary so I can easily change them or move them. So now I'm gonna, that's the mobile setup. Of course, the back would raise up too. That's chain back now, so the back would raise up. So now we're gonna act like we park. And this takes a little bit of horsepower. So you gotta get underneath it like that. And boom. And there's your setup. And you can adjust it a little bit. So that's how that works. That's simple. And I have in the front, I'll move the cart here. I'll show you. I'll show you where all the secret sauce is hiding that runs the stuff in there. So give me a second and I'll give you a better view of that. All right, I'm backing up without hitting panels to panels. That's a pretty good angle.
Quick question, and that for the admin in the channel, and that can I drop some links into the panel into the chat? I've got some books I've PDF'd and put them online on Google.
What's your chat name? I'll mod you up just to drop links, but not to be a moderator. I don't want any moderators on the channel.
No. I just I've got some stuff in that alternative energy, how to set the panels up and all that sort of thing. Books. I've purchased them, and that's so I actually physically own them. So I've made copies, PDF'd, and all that sort of stuff. I've got them on a Google Drive, so people can share them.
Well, jump in the chat, and I'll give you a admin right so you can put links in the chat, because I'd love to see them.
No worries, and share them all.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna show you how this works while you're doing that. So this table right here, it doubles as two things. So this is either a table or this is how I process my seeds. When you want it to be a table, all I do is I put the tabletop on there like this. We got us a table, and then that table can move up here. That. Now we got a tabletop, and we got a chair, and here's where all the magic happens. Then I got this toolbox that I put sideways, and this hooks up here like this, and right there. And now I have a radio in here. I got 110 power. We got a charge controller in here. It needs to be reset. This is where I used to have a television. I got power strips, I got DC fans, speakers, you name it. And I got receptacles there, so I could technically stream from in here if I wanted to. All right, so I'm going to get back to the chat room and mod you up.
All right. I might have got a bit earlier there, so that link probably won't come through.
All right, so what's your chat name?
Dimbula Blade Works.
All right, here we go.
And folks are asking about what blade works are. If you know all the headers and harvesters on the big agricultural machinery, they all need servicing, all the blades and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
Each header has got a chaffing unit inside. They cut up the hay and blow it out the back and all that sort of thing. All of those need servicing. That's what I do. I'm a bladesmith.
That's cool because I grew up on a farm. We had John Deere combines. And all the sickles on the headers and everything, those blades, we would always have to replace when they get dull.
Don't replace them, redo them.
Yeah, well, at the time, you know, when you're custom cutting, you don't have time to, you know, sharpen in the field if you have one that breaks or goes bad. But yeah, at the beginning of the season, that's when we would service the combines, and that's when we replace them. But there wasn't anybody locally that could do that, you know.
So I've also got a book here. It's from 1881. It's called the Household Cyclopedia. Not encyclopedia, because encyclopedia, the term wasn't invented until 1920. But cyclopedia, which is all knowledge. So I've got this from 1881. This is how to make everything, including paint, varnish, all the rest of it. That sort of thing. Old-time recipes, how to preserve, all that sort of stuff. So I just put that one in there as well.
Awesome.
Now, what else have we got here? First one was a practical guide to free energy devices, and that most of them work, but they're low end. This is Advanced in Renewable Energies and Power Technologies, Volume 1. This would be the third link. Folks, help yourself, and that, all those sort of things.
All right. So yeah, this setup here has 2 charge controllers on the outside, and then one on the 3 on the inside, but one is only active. So I have redundancy built into it, which is always good. I'm going to run in the house and get a screwdriver and a multimeter real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So, and yeah, I'm going to be checking those links out when I'm done with the stream for sure. So we're going to spin this around here, and I'm going to get some tools real quick.
All right. Are you folks interested in natural herbal medicine and all the rest of it? How to make your own antibiotics and all the rest of it? This one's the LDS Prepper Guide. I'm not one of the Latter-day Saints, but they've got some bloody good info. Hey, look, folks, it's all about looking after each other, and that not enough sharing going on, so that's all there. No thanks needed.
So yeah, that was cool. I could hear you in the house with my little FM transmitter that I got set up on the cart. So I'm kind of liking this new mobile streaming setup here. I'm going to add one more feature where people can Facebook message me, and in Facebook Messenger, you can do audio calls, just like we're talking right now. And I can have people call in and talk through Facebook Messenger, and they don't have to use their phone lines. So
excellent. Excellent.
I just didn't have time to install Facebook. Sorry.
That was fine, and that Vimeo had that going, but someone shut it down for some reason.
Really?
All right, this is a Healing Remedy Source Book. Link.
I'm going to raise this up a little bit more so I can get the cart underneath here, and I can get us a little bit closer to the action. There we go.
You're most welcome there, Loud Red.
Hey, Loud Red, I got your request there. So, Loud Red, you can also, when I get the Facebook Messenger set up in this mobile streaming setup, we can talk on the mobile setup too. So that'll be cool if you want to, instead of calling in. Because a lot of people are afraid to call in because they think I'm trying to get their phone number or something crazy like that. And I'm not a Fed.
Well, if you were, and that for what I'm posting, and that folks would be knocking on the door by now, even this far out.
Yeah, I'm not a Fed. All right, so we're
all right. The last one I just posted is above Sunhoney Studios in there. Now that's a book from 1640. John Parkinson's Theatrum Botanicum, and that has basically been bought out by the Merck and Pfizer group, and they're using that as the basis for a lot of the drugs we use today. Now, 90% of the drugs out there are naturally based. Then they lock down the natural side of it and try to make a synthetic or chemical substitute for what's out there in nature. But this is the original done. It was first published in 1640, handwritten, and this is a copy of one of those, and that taken out of the Royal Medical Museum, and that in London. What else have we got?
So I wouldn't have any problem if you called in every time I'm doing stuff like this when I open the call-in lines, because you got some really good material there.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll contact you through email and give you admin access to my Google Drive. And you can grab anything you've got on there and share it with all of your folks here. How's that? This is going to make it easy.
That'll be great. That'll be awesome.
No worries.
That's awesome. See how that was cool. You know, I set up this station all day to go live, and then now I'm talking to somebody in Australia that's giving us some awesome links and info. This radio is
well, that's how it's supposed to work, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Why is my radio not turning on? I need to reset this thing. Let's do a reboot and see if that works. If all else fails, unplug it and plug it in, because these new radios are absolute garbage. This is one of those cheap, like $17 radios you get from China Mart, and it's not turning on. There we go. Yeah, so I had to unplug it, the harness on the back of this radio, right back here. Unplug it all the way and plug it back in to get it to turn on. What kind of garbage is that?
Now, there's some folks talking about different sorts of plants and all that sort of stuff and all this sort of thing. Purple haze, Colombian gold and all that sort of thing. Can I make a suggestion to you all? Have a look at the stuff that's native to North Asia and Siberia, because in that part of the world, spring, summer and autumn are 3 months of the year, and winter is basically 9 months of the year. And you can turn this stuff around in 3 months. So if you're worried about that sort of thing, because let's face it, if SHTF happens, and that's going to be a tradable item as well, along with booze, ammo, food, all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, and the way I see it is, the stuff has already hit the fan. You know, people keep saying when it hits the fan. It's just been diarrhea lately. It's just been non-stop, one thing after the next. So it's happening right now.
Yeah, we're in it. This is what I keep on telling folks here. Yeah, just having a look at that.
Yeah, we're in it
this
right
may
now.
Be a repeat. I got sidetracked there. what else is there? So, done. All right, primitive skills, and that if people have got a bug out, they'll need this one.
All right.
This is easy fire starters, shelter preparation, food on the run, and survival plants, hunter-gatherer style. Now I won't post any of the improvised weaponry stuff and that because different states over there have got different rules over it. So
yeah, let's not go there.
In trouble with that, but you'll have access to that and you'll know what to do and all that sort of thing.
Appreciate it. All right. That's fixed.
All right, meat preservation in antiquity, how people dried meat, preserved meats and all that sort of thing. We've got that one there. I hear a pussycat or something going on in the background.
There's kids playing next door.
Ah.
Yeah, they're playing on a playscape thing. So I guess the audio is pretty where you can hear that. That's cool.
Yeah. No. I can hear birds singing in the background.
Wow. I can't wait to go back and listen to see how this sounds because I had to spend some time to get this good webcam to work because it was blue screening the computer. I had to do some driver updates on Windows 11 to get it to work. All right, so we got that working. Yeah, I can't wait to check out those links. All right, so who else is in the chat?
And this will be the last one. This is a thing. I did some work in Cambodia and Vietnam. The Vietnamese were, after the war, were rather harsh on a lot of the people that took our side, as you're aware. I didn't serve in Vietnam. I served next door in Cambodia. I was there for 10 years. We actually won that one, but we had no media, no press, no political involvement. So we just took our time and we won. But what we've done with the folks up over there who are living on the hills, the Hmong and all, Dalek and all the rest of them there, we've set them up with alternative energy. And some of them are doing very, very good. And biogas. You take your animal waste, your chook poo, your cow poo and all that sort of thing, you throw it in a couple of barrels and that with some water, let it break down. And these folks have got gas cooking 24/7. They're running restaurants on them over there, and that's just generating your own stuff. And it's also viable for heating. Although if you're running heating for all night and all that sort of thing, it's not really viable unless you go big. But the stuff, if people are worried about, you call it propane over there. Yep. If you can't get propane, this is a viable replacement for propane gas.
What do you call propane in Australia?
LPG, liquid petroleum gas.
You know, Texas is one of the biggest producers of LPG, which is propane here in the States, in the United States. Texas is.
Yep. And you ship it all overseas.
Yeah, what's up with that? We probably import propane, I bet.
From Canada.
That's crazy.
And they were going to double that because remember the XL pipeline wasn't just one pipe. There was actually 8 pipes. And so, yeah. They were going to do that, so you're going to be short on a lot of stuff. Your saving grace is your fracking that's still going on because those licenses that your President Trump over there got going and that are 10-year licenses. So they've got a few years to run. And the fracking that's going on. And actually, my daughter who's over there is married to an oil driller. And he's actually stopped oil drilling and that, and he's working fracking. And he says, I'm not real keen on the environmental side of fracking, and that, but it makes him $200,000 a year. and his goal is to be able to buy a ranch and all that sort of thing and quit. And another year of that, he'll be able to do that. So, you know, the guy's got a good head on his shoulders, and that someone's going to do it. It may as well be him, and that he's got a good reputation. He's always ahead of time. He's got a good crew, and every well he's getting bonuses on because they're ahead of time, and that's his whole goal. Work, get that dollar income, prep it all up, turn the cash into real currency, and that gold and silver, and stash it away and trade it out for land and equipment. And so they've got a good bit of land now. They're setting it all up. They've got similar to what you've got there, but not on a trailer. They've got stands for solar. And we've been working out on batteries. And he's got lithium ions, but we've been looking at this. So if scarcity comes in the future, what we've been working with, because I worked a lot in third world countries after I got out of the military, as I stated, and these guys can rebuild lead-acid truck batteries in third world countries. If you go on YouTube, you can have a look at what they do in Pakistan and India. They're well documented, but these guys, I actually learned it in the hills of Cambodia, and these guys can rebuild a lead-acid truck battery, and everything's recycled, and you can make your own sulfuric acid for the battery acid. That's not hard. Scrap lead and that out of waste and all that sort of thing, remelting down old thing. But if you're remelting down lead, remember there's dangerous stuff in lead, mercury, cadmium, and all that sort of thing. So don't do it in a house. Do it out in an open paddock and keep upwind from it the whole time. But you can rebuild lead acid batteries. The folks up there say the only important part that they really care about is the plastic case, because they can't make that themselves.
Gotcha. So yeah, it didn't take me long to cut myself. So Melissa's Freedom in the chat was asking, what am I working on? This is the mobile power station. It's basically, it's got 110 power and 12 volt power and all kinds of stuff. I even have a device on there where I can control things in the house, you know, one of the assistants. It's the one that starts with an A. It's right up here in the corner. So I can say, Alexa, play Poker Face from Plex. And we could have some music.
Playing music by Poker Face.
So I got speakers right underneath the doors, the solar panels here.
Well, you go inside and look after yourself. Rip me off your admin list, because I've finished posting links for now.
I got it to stop bleeding,
so I don't need that blue spanner anymore. And that and Sunhoney Studios there. Exactly, Sunny Honey. Brass gives off fumes too. So I don't need that blue thing anymore. And listen, Nightbot. Views and opinions expressed by crazy Aussies should not be trusted, and that nor taken as representative of the channel.
Yeah, I got it to stop bleeding, so I'm okay. And I've got enough blood out of it, so it's not going to get infected, so I'm good.
There's a thing over here called Rawleys, and that been around. They call it good for me and a beast, and that because being a blacksmith and bladesmith, I'm always cutting myself. So I just give it a quick wash and that, and put slap some Rawleys on it, and off we go again.
So you said you slapped some what on it?
It's a product called Rawleys. RAWLEIGHS. It's been around for almost 200 years now, and it's all natural. It's chamomile and tea tree oil, which is natural antiseptic, and melaleuca tree. If people buy that melaleuca honey for the healing properties and all that sort of thing. Well, I'm lucky. I've got a melaleuca grove just down the road from me. And,
wow.
So that's my standard honey sugar replacement is melaleuca honey. So blessed that way, and that's another reason why I'm up here. And that I've got good resources here. I've got the Wimmera River close by. It starts from nowhere out of the mountains and ends up in a dry lake, which goes underground and slowly filters down into the sub-aquifer that runs under the country. So if you put a bore down, you can actually get water. But by the time it filters down through to where we're collecting the water, it takes about 3,000 years for the water to get from the top down. So it hasn't been polluted yet. It's going to be a little while later. If you can get down to a sub-aquifer, most people go for surface aquifer, and that, unfortunately, you find out a lot of them are polluted. Diesel penetrates the soil quite effectively. But if you can go down as deep as you can if you go in to sink a well, yeah, do so, and that because the water will be a hell of a lot cleaner because it takes time to go for the water to go down through rock.
Yep. And I'm lucky to live on top of a Carrizo Wilcox here, so we have a ton of clean water coming out of my well.
Beautiful. That's what you want.
All right, so Loud Red says, I just tried clicking on a couple of those links, and it said I need access. All right, Loud Red, I'm going to get with him. He's going to email me, and
all right.
He's going to give me access, and I'll probably repost those links later on if he can't get them to work.
No, there'd probably be a permissioning thing from me here. I'm just going through that. Shared. Let me just check all the permissions on these. Anyone with the link? All right, done. All right. All right, there's one I've got to change. Yep, okay, found one. Folks, if you're listening, I'll change the thing, so go back again. Give me 5 minutes to change these things. So, anyone with the link? Done. Thanks for bringing that up to my attention, and that I didn't set some of these up right. What I do have here too is all the Foxfire books. Now the Foxfire books they're sourced from America. They were the folks who lived in the Appalachian Mountains. Someone studied all the way how they did stuff. So.
All right. So Chris said it worked for him. So it's kind of funny how it worked for some people but not others. But that's fine.
No, there were a couple of ones that were not fully shared. One of the ones was one of the alternative energy books, home generation and all that sort of thing. So I'm just going through them all now.
So I'm going through and reading the chat. Hello, everybody that said hello. EMD, Chris, Melissa Freedom. Big shout out to Moses Freedom. Coder67. Like I said earlier, KD659 shipped me a CD, and I'm going to open that up live on the Inside stream one day and play his music. So if you're listening, KD659, I got your link pinned to the top of the chat there, so everybody can go check him out. He's a do-it-yourself guy like me. He's always doing stuff, making inventions, and he makes music too, which is cool. 12th State Trucker. I haven't seen you in here before. The old TI. Sunhoney says there is no crazy. A broken clock is right at least twice a day. Or no, once a day. I thought it was right twice a day if you don't look at the AM and the PM. Are you still there?
Yeah, some of the energy books were not shared fully. I had a little group over here, but I'll make it to anybody with the link.
Yeah. The people in the mountains definitely know how to survive, like you're saying there, 12 state trucker. Yeah. All right, so I think I'm done with this part of the project. I think the next thing is we're going to move over to the generator and start working on that. Turn up these speakers a little bit. All right. I'm going to put us in the shade too. Here we go.
My apologies again to the folks that had to click on the links, and I've just discovered how many of these things actually are restricted.
All right. Now we're going to work on the generator. I've got to replace the pull rope on it. So I'm going to pull it out right here, or I can work on it out in the open and get it out of the weeds there.
Oh, it's hammering down here. Cool. I'll fill our water tanks up.
You getting rain?
Yeah, yeah. Good solid rain too.
Yeah, we got about an inch, I think, yesterday or the day before.
Well, here I know we get 10 inches a year.
Wow.
And that's so. If I can get an inch in the next day, I'll be real happy to fill up all my tanks.
Yeah, 10 is nothing.
Oh, I got 35,000 gallons in storage though. People were asking me why I put in so much and that, and so well, one, I'm teaming up with an American girlie, so she likes the showers and all that sort of thing, long showers. Plus we've got big veggie gardens out the back. But I've got a bore that goes down 600 odd feet, so as a backup, and I use that mainly for the gardens. But for the house, drinking water, the rainwater, that runs through, and I've got a good filtration system. Company over there in Illinois actually makes ceramic filters for it. Good stuff.
All right.
Probably getting through these.
That shouldn't be too hard to pull off. see, where's a better angle here? That'll work for now. We'll get my tools. All right.
Almost done now.
Yeah. Everybody thinks they're prepped until they go out to pull their generator. The pull rope breaks. That's what happened to me.
I don't really have a generator. I do. I've got one that's actually a welding diesel motor with generator, but you can run 240 power off it as well. But yeah, all of my stuff is basically solar or wind, and that's going in batteries. I didn't want to rely on fuel.
Yeah. Well, I got a little bit of everything when it comes to backup.
I'll see my little my generator for the welder, and that I can actually run that on biodiesel. And I've got a, you know what an IBC is? A 250-gallon shuttle. It did have Brazilian orange juice in it.
Wow.
So it's 250 gallons of old veggie oil. All right, that should be that's all the files now. So if everybody who didn't get a file before should be able to get it now if they hit those links. So again, sorry about that, folks. A little bit sometimes, uncoordinated.
I don't know if I got the right rope for this. I know I don't. I'm going to have to improvise with a different type of rope. But let's just hope the rope will be dope.
A generator?
Yeah, it's a generator.
I'm finally back watching the screen. Sorry, I was in Google Drive before, and that's changing all the permissions, so now I can see what you're up to.
Yep.
Now, do you have an old leather belt?
I have something that's going to be better than that as far as rope. But yeah, I see what you're getting at. But yeah, I could start.
I've been teaching folks to plait paracord, and that's so like you braid hair, and then put that inside of an old leather belt, but fold the leather belt over, and then sew the paracord inside the leather belt, and cut off the excess outside the stitching. And those things, they take a good pull. Your paracord's actually taking the strain from the leather, but the leather's protecting your paracord.
Yeah, I have some black stuff. It's a pretty high pound rating. I just need to go find it. I just need to see if I can get this out of here. Yep. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm working on here.
I used to live in Adelaide, and I worked for the government there many years ago. It's a nice city, but unfortunately, it's very leftist nowadays. Liberal is what they, I think you call them over there.
Yep.
People with funny ideas and all that sort of thing. And if you A lot of people over there talk about to check your privilege and all that sort of thing, and that if they get lazy on things. So I had to look that up one time. I didn't realise I was so privileged.
Yeah, check your privilege at the door.
Yeah, I thought, well, what privilege? I've got to work for everything.
Right. All right, so I don't need much. You know, actually, I could shorten the stroke, but I think I've done that once before. So we're going to replace that. So I think I've shortened it once before. So I'm going to go find my my rope and get my. I'll be right back here.
No worries.
But you can you got the floor, so you can keep everybody entertained.
All right. So Loud Red's he's got shorter ring, only 10 inches at a year. And I hope you got some good storage in there because it comes in handy. Yes. Now, any questions about any of the books or anything like that? And if you have got any requests for knowledge or all that sort of thing, I'm big on dehydrators, dehydrating food, making instant meals, camping meals, all that sort of thing. If you want those sort of things, let us know. I've got a whole heap of that sort of stuff, and I'm actually writing a book on how to do it. A friend of mine over here spent $6,000, I think it was, buying emergency prepper meals, and when he got them, he found out they're only about 1,300 calories a day. Now, if you're working, you're going to need about 2,000 calories a day. So we've got how to make pretty much dehydrated meals for, a couple of bucks a meal. And that, so this meat, veggies, all the rest of it, all with a dehydrator. Freeze dryers are very, very good. Much more handy for high sugar content stuff like fruit and all the rest of it. But for your basic veggies preparation, dehydrator is the way to go. Loud Red, good. I'm glad you got the links. Yeah, seed exchange. We've got one going over here. The only thing I don't have, we're looking for a skirt. I don't know if you just know what that is. Before they found the New World, which is where you live now, and found the potato, this is what people ate. It was a root vegetable. If you look it up, Skirrit, skirt. It's a perennial, so you put it in the ground once, it'll come back every year. Yep, no pemmican. It was the basis of a lot of outback explorers over here in the early days, so very familiar with pemmican. But our pemmican over here doesn't have as much fruit and all that sort of thing in it that the Americans, explorers and settlers used. Used blueberries and all that sort of thing, which are native to the North America. Over here, we've got a lot. We've got different stuff that we use. Condongs, which is some small native berry. Saruji W, what is this? I'm not sure what's going on. I'm just a guest online at the moment.
Yeah.
Filling in.
Yeah. This is you're listening to the guy from Australia. He's the call-in line's open, so he's been on the phone for a while. So he's my co-host right now.
Yeah, fluffing things as usual. But yes, and yes, Sunny Home, freeze dryers, they're not cheap here. They're wonderful, but they require a lot of technology and support with them, I've noticed. But I've been doing dehydrated meals for a lot of years, and I used to fish up north where we get the big barramundi, and I couldn't get up there for a lot of years, and we went back, and our fishing camp that we went to, we left some meals up there, and that was a gap of 12 years, and we actually ate them, and 12-year-old homemade instant meals, and that, so fully tested, all the rest of it. I'm actually teaching folks now here, because you can buy a dehydrator for a good one, and if you're going to buy dehydrators, don't get the ones with the plastic trays. You can buy, there's a brand over there called Kasori, I think it is, but you can also buy the clones for about half the price, and I think they're exactly the same. They're only about 600 watts, and everything's metal. That's steel trays, all the rest of it. And yeah, do a great job. Mince, lean, just make sure your meat is lean, and that, because fat is the enemy of storage.
But fat's good for you, though. That's the thing.
Yep, but you can. There's other ways to store fat. So you render it down and you make lard. Okay, and lard will keep because it's purified. And then you keep that in the jar, and if you've got a refrigerator and all that sort of thing, that's how you store your fat and add it into your meals. Oils, and see, I grow sunflower seed here and sesame, and I crush my own sunflower seed. I get the oil out, so I'm not short of cooking oil, and I can add that in. Now, the crushed waste of that, you put that in with your bag of grains that you're going to feed your chickens, and that'll provide the oils and binding agent for making your own chicken pellets, and you can store them for 3 or 4 years. So there's lots of things you can do. Sesame oil, very healthy oil for you and all that sort of thing, good source of fat. Add that in when you're cooking your meals up, gives it a nice kick and a nice paver. Yep, Ed Winton. Bottom side of a butt roast is perfect for dehydrating. And that, but in one of those things, I've also got the ancient air drying techniques, and that's for fish and meat and game birds in there. That was done by a Danish university, and they studied how they preserved meats back as far as the Viking days, and because they were very good at preserving meat and fish. And they can go on heck, they made it to Newfoundland. Yep. Purify your butter, make ghee out of it, and that'll store for years. Coconut oil, beautiful. London broil cut. So you've got different names for that. London broil cut. If you can get porterhouse and cut the eye out of the porterhouse, that's absolutely brilliant jerky. It's the best I've ever seen. And the fat off the fat off the porterhouse, you can render that down, make your fat and all that thing. People say it's a waste of good porterhouse, but you can buy porterhouse on sale, or you can over here, and in bulk, and so it's reasonably cheap. Or it was. Things are getting a bit crazy on that scale too, but being out here and that, I don't pay a hell of a lot for meat. I just buy a beast. We split it between 4 families. But cut 2 pieces, install one, and secure the one around the generator, around the handle.
So how often do you watch the channel?
Today it's Sunday morning and all that sort of thing, so to me Sunday's a lazy day until around about 10 a.m. Then when I make a trip and go into the afternoon service in town, I'd have to leave here at 5 in the morning and I have to make the morning services, but I'll leave here about 10, which is about an hour away from now. Drive into town, catch the afternoon service, have dinner with friends, and then head on back out. So, but I watch your thing of a night time, but I don't catch a lot of your streams during the week. So if you notice, I generally call in on when you have a stream on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, you're definitely a source of knowledge. So that's a bonus to have somebody with life experiences call in.
One of my jobs in the military, and that if anybody who's Air Force over there, they'd probably know One Div Battle School in Tully in far north Queensland. We ran the survival school for the US Air Force pilots, and I was the instructor for escape and evasion. So I was blessed to grow up living off the land, and grew up with Aboriginal folks, and I was able to pass those skills I learned off as a kid, and that off to our military members and yours. So when I was overseas, and I was back there in Tully with a gentleman called George Mansfield, Brigadier General, who ran the place. He started off as an underage soldier on the Kokoda Trail. They kept him in the military until he was 78 years of age because there was no one to replace him, and they made a special exemption from the Queen so he could stay in the military. But so that school there is well known over there. So your pilots and that, and anybody over there, g'day, how you going? I'm still kicking, and yeah, I'm an old fast. So, well, you got that rope going through now.
Yep. All I need to do is just cut that and burn it, and I got it ready to go. So this rope is 110 psi rated. This is the brand here. It's from China Mart, but it should work. I got a whole bunch of this just for prepping, and I pulled some pretty good stuff with this rope, so it'll be okay. It's gonna work.
Excellent.
Now if the generator starts. Yeah. It's been probably...
It's good that you're catching up with everything.
It's been 6 months or more.
That should be all right. You got some aero start?
No, but I have a trick that I can do. I can tape off the intake and choke the shit out of it, and that usually sucks the fuel through there pretty good. I'll just tape the intake port off. So there we go.
Vodka at home?
What's that?
You got any vodka at home?
No, I don't.
All right. I was going to say, a drop or two of Everclear or vodka and that in some of your regular fuel mix, and throw a bit of that in the carby, same as running Aerostart.
Huh. I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it's just homemade Aerostart and that, and just fuel mix, a little bit of vodka because of the higher octane it adds to it, and all that sort of thing, and put it a little bit in a spray bottle, squirt in your air intake on your air filter, and that generally helps get it going. I'm used to making stuff like. Can I remember the Aboriginal's name that taught me those things to live off the land? Yeah, his name was Franklin Ross. He was my father-in-law. My wife was a full-blood Aboriginal. I grew up in a place called Coonabarabran in northwest New South Wales. So yeah, Franklin, and that was my father-in-law, and Yamagi, and that was his father, and that when he was still alive taught us a lot of tricks. I'd go out hunting with them, and their idea of hunting, and that we'd go out in t-shirt. I'd go out t-shirt, shorts, pair of I don't know if you know Dunlop volley tennis shoes and all that sort of thing. A knife, a water bottle. I had an old .22 rifle, and that was about it. That was it. And we'd just live that way. And they'd go out for a month at a time.
Wow. See, I
got a video on one of my channels, and that I'll repost it up onto my Dimballer Bladeworks channel. One of the last times up there with some friends, we were up there chasing mutter, which is magpie geese, and because I've got a shotgun, and that, I've got a couple of old single barrel shotguns, and I'd go up there and that, and when I was in town, and that we'd go out there chasing whatever was in thing, and at the time was mutter, which is the native word for the magpie geese. And these things are they're a 15, 16 pound bird. You get about 10 pound of meat off them, and that big animal, and they preserve the meat and eat off those for a year. So I speak two indigenous languages out here, Yanaman and Aurora. So, and then I speak the trading language as well. So, which is a mixture of spoken and sign language. And so if you're travelling across people's lands, the way they used to do it, you're going across somebody's land, you'd stop and you'd light a fire and make it pretty smoky, so you'd let everybody could see the smoke that was there. They come and look for you, and then you'd say, "Hey, can I cross your land?" and you might not speak their language, but you could always make your intention known. And a lot of people would travel to the coast and had to get seashell and all that sort of stuff, or ochre, or the stuff that was important to them, and they'd trade, and what they had for the others. But yeah, those days have changed now and all that sort of thing. Transport's a hell of a lot better, and pretty much everybody's brought into the civilised world nowadays, even if they don't want to be.
Yep, there's a lot of lost trades, that's for sure. All right.
Congo, I've heard the name, actually. There's a lot of... But I got a thing, I don't know the guy, but I've heard the name somewhere. Is he famous for something? And that, because there's a lot of Koori folks who are involved with the military, and they use their names there, and that rings a bell somewhere that way. Teaching.
So if this thing starts up, it's going to be loud. I'm just going to start it and then I'll kill it. I'm going to check the oil real quick. Plenty full. That's odd. Oil shouldn't drip out. Okay, it might be just the angle it's on. Just want to make sure there's no water in the oil.
Yep, good idea.
Because sometimes if you pull the plug and the oil starts pouring out, that means you got water ingress most of the time. All right, so here goes nothing. I might just take off.
Just look.
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I just S. Murphy in there after me. So Tom Congo, Dimbula area. That's why it rings a bell. I know St. George, which is not that far from Dimbula. And that, so people mix up where I live, Dimbula, with Dimbula.
Wow.
Cool. That didn't sound too bad.
Wow, it fired right up. Well,
yeah,
I rebuilt the carb. I went to the carburetor and cleaned the fuel system probably about 7 or 8 months ago. And I still need to replace the fuel valve right here because it's leaking. I don't think I'm going to do that today. But yeah, this valve right here needs to be replaced. But yeah, fired right up. I don't feel like messing with gas today. So
that's fair enough. I just it might have been the sound over the machine, over the line, but did that sound like it had a little bit of tappet noise?
No, it's not knocking. No, that's just the way that generator sounds. It has I've adjusted the valves, and it did have a kickback and a hard start at once, but the valves. Let's just fire it up one more time. But no, it's running smooth.
Yeah, it's just sometimes some of the sounds are a little bit distorted over the line, but that could, that's more.
No, it's running smooth. That's just the sheet metal you hear flopping around.
All right, no worries.
I'm going to go get the trimmers in the garage real quick to clean up, so when I put the generator back in, it's not nestled in with the grapevine. So you got the floor for about a minute or two.
No worries. So, yep, Rob, you're most welcome for whatever you got. And hopefully in that we'll be able to share a lot more directly with Fry, and he'll be able to relay that out to all of you. I've got about 300 books that I've PDF'd over the last couple of years, and there's some ladies in America called the Prepper Chicks, and they've shared some of their stuff with me over the years. We do a swap, and I've got friends in Montana, a group called the Montana Militia, and been friends with them for a long while, and that, so when I get over there and that and visit the kids, I always drop by Montana and that, and they've got a few books over there that they've shared over the time. So it's not all me, but luckily I've built up the resource, and I've been putting them up there on the Google Drive. So you're all welcome to help yourself what you got. And if anybody's got a request and that's for information or anything like that, like I said, and that pass it on to Fry, he can pass it on to me, and we'll see what we can do. Because I don't mind sitting back here over night time and that. I've got a little scanner unit here. If I can get the book from a library or buy it, it's better and that, because you don't breach your copyright. You're allowed, well, here in Australia, you're allowed to make, if you own the book, you can make as many copies as you like. And that, as long as you don't sell them and that, but, yeah, they talk about friends and family and that, loaning a book and all that sort of thing, so I will consider you friends and family.
Awesome.
That's my story, and I'll stick to it. Mr. Fry, if I may, not being rude, I'm going to have to duck off. It's getting up to 9:15 here, and I've got to get a shower and get changed and that, and jump in the car and go for a long drive.
That's not rude at all. I appreciate your all the links, and yeah, I want to do more prepping streams like this. So that's the direction the channel is going to be: health, wellness, and prepping, and all the good stuff to help out people.
Oh yeah, well, I'll make contact with you via your email. I think I can get that through your channel information if I go for business contacts. I'm looking at that now, just making sure.
All right, so call in line. Yeah, it's under the About page, and it should be in the description. It's FryTVNow@gmail.com. All
right, yeah, there it goes. You're in Algeria? Crikey.
No, I'm in Texas.
Yeah, I know, but the spammers won't want to send stuff to Algeria. I can understand that.
Right. 1953.
All right, FryTV, email.com. I'll send you contact via my Gmail account, and we'll get you on the admin site for my Google Drive.
Awesome. Appreciate everything, and I'll see you again next time.
All right, no worries. Good Lord bless you and keep you all. Mr. Fry, everybody in the audience, have a good day. The line, we will beat this thing, and that even if it gets nasty, we'll survive it all.
There you go.
Good. Take care.
Have a good one. Thank you again. All right, so the call-in line is still open. So if you want to call in, I put the link in the chat. It's 512-221-1953. What I'm going to do now is clean the this area up just for, it's going to take me about 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm going to put the generator in there. And I might replace the fuel valve tomorrow. I'm not sure. So I just want to get these vines out of the way here that are invading this space. I need to clean all this up. I got a compressor. This looks like junk, but the junk's on top of the good stuff. There's a compressor right under here. So that's just the way it works around here. So today I experienced some driver issues to get my stream going, and I just want to rant about that for a second. The software is always buggy, and I'm running Windows 11, and I was getting a blue screen from the built-in webcam. I'm not using that, but that's what was causing the blue screen. And we got gophers here that tear up everything. good enough. All right, gonna get the water hose and I'll rinse all that crap out and we'll be good to go. So looks like I read the chat from here. You know, that would be cool. If I could have somebody call in and read the chat for me. Oh, I left the fuel valve on and it's still leaking. What's in this? This thing's heavy. It's full of dirt. Ants. It's got ants in it. That needs to go in the trash. I'm almost done. So that generator started right up, and that gas is at least 6 months old or older, but it doesn't have ethanol in it. It's ethanol-free gas, and I think that makes all the difference in the world right there. So we got two things accomplished. We got the trailer out of the hole. Got a new tire and wheel on it. Well, new to me, it's used. Got the pole replaced on the generator. What I want to do is sell this generator and buy one that's tri-fuel. I want it to be, I'm going to run it on a propane. So I want a tri-fuel generator. So I really want to sell this one. I got push motors I want to sell. I need to sell a tiller. Oh, that's the next thing I guess I need to do. The pull rope broke on the tiller. So I need to get that going and sell it. And that thing's in pretty good shape. Because I don't do any tilling anymore. Because I do a no-till garden now. So don't need the tiller. And if I'm going to break in any land, I'll just use black plastic or wood chip. You know, I'll solarize it with black plastic and then use the wood chips to hold the moisture in. So yeah, baby formula. So here's the thought about the baby formula. I was listening to some more people dig into that and do some research, and there's people that are saying it's a psyop, which I really hate using that word, psychological operation, to get people to stop having babies. So who knows at this point, right? They want to kill you with the jabbery, and they want you to stop having babies. So it's a psyop, because you know, if you're if you just got married and you were thinking about having a kid a year ago, are you still thinking about having that kid? Just because of the baby formula shortage. And it's in a real shortage. And I know this is going to ruffle some people's feathers, but if you can't feed your baby breast milk, you shouldn't have a baby to start with. And if you got that many metabolic issues to where you can't produce breast milk, you should reconsider having a kid maybe. That's just my thoughts. But, you know, I wouldn't want to bring a kid into this world with feeding them with formula that's made from who knows where. Oh, and Abbott, I think it's Abbott Labs or Abbott has the contract for Texas for baby formula. There's so many reasons why there's shortages. So what I do is I keep this fan right here. When I run the generator, it stays right there. And this fan sits right here. And I have it on high. So when the generator kicks on, it keeps the engine cooler, and it keeps the exhaust blown away from the back porch. So let's see, which leg did I have this plugged into? I think it plugs up here. And this goes into the house. So this is how I get power into the house. You know what? I'm going to do this number here. Do that action. Do that. And then we're going to cover it back up just in case we get some rain. Like this. Cover that up. And then our final steps. Put this on it. So it has a bigger roof. That goes right here. Goes right there. And then we do this right here. Adds a little more weight to it. That's good enough for now. And yeah, I know it's not the best case scenario for that, but it is what it is. Everything's temporary in life. So remember that. Live every day like it's your last day, but treat your body like you're going to live forever. That's what I try to do. And I said the word try. I know I said try, but that's what I do. And I do my best not to say that word, try, because it's a word that takes your power away. So, anytime you want to do something, make sure you never say that word. Get that word out of your vocabulary. Try. I'm going to try and spray this water on the concrete, or I'm going to do it. When is it really going to happen? When I'm trying to, or when I'm doing it? And I guess what I can do is put this right here, plus before. That'll add a little bit of extra splash when the rain tries to splash in there. There, just like new. I'm glad it starts up easy. That's a bonus. That went a lot better than I thought it was going to. And that pull rope didn't have any stretch to it at all. So that's that stuff is going to work good for every scenario. we'll just see how long it holds up. All right. I think we're good to go. I think what we can do now is back the card up, because we're pulling the batteries down, streaming, because it's this thing's been working pretty hard today. So this is the most these batteries have worked in a long time. So we're going to back it right here to get a little bit more sunshine on these panels. Right here. Just like this. Of course, moving it didn't help. I should have pushed it. So yeah, because everything's running on the solar power. So the batteries are at they are at 13 volts right now, which is not so great. All right, so last call for call-in right now. So the call-in line's open. I'll put it in the chat. It's 512-221-1953. And soon I will have Facebook Messenger set up, so I can take Facebook Messenger calls, and that way you don't have to use your phone. You can call in with your Facebook Messenger. But I didn't have a chance to load Facebook Messenger on the streaming setup here. Yeah, so he was asking if this was a tick. That's funny. A lot of people see this and go, "What is that?" Yeah. And he was probably talking about either the microphones or that little deal. All right, so the generator's fixed. I say it's fixed. Got the pull rope fixed. I need to replace the fuel cutoff valve. And the next thing is going to be obviously working on this more. I want to fix the floor on it a little better, because the floor is popping up right down there. You can see how it's popping up a little bit, so I want to work on that. I want to put a better inverter in there, because the inverter that's in there, I don't think it still works. Let's go turn it on real quick. So the battery's right here. It's got one battery right now. It's an AGM battery. You can plug in it's got a power outlet. You can plug in a little compressor there. And I had other batteries hooked up. So I had two other batteries right here hooked up. So if I got an old battery on the property, I can hook it up there and have it charging throughout the day. So let's see if this inverter works. Let's go get something to plug into it. What can I plug into it? Let's go get a drill. I'm getting a drill. We're going to see if this inverter still works. I had two inverters in here. Actually, there's two in there right now. There's one inverter up in here, and it's a pure sine wave, 300 watt. And this one's like an 800 watt modified sine wave. This is the one I would use for when I'm sawing trees on the property. This is where I get the power from. All right, so yeah, there's something weird going on with this, because it's going into fault. It's old. Oh, I know what's going on. The battery's dead. If I slowly ease into the drill, it works. So this battery needs to be replaced. This battery, okay, I got all these batteries back in 2007. or 2010. I got a whole bunch of batteries. That's how old this battery is. It's an old AGM powerware. So this thing's finally end of life. It has no, it's not holding any charge anymore. So yeah, the inverter's good, so that makes me happy. Because I'm watching my voltage, it's at 14.3 right now. And if I just ease into it, the charge controllers are keeping the inverter going, but the battery doesn't have anything left in it. I can slowly speed it up. And because the sun's out, this is working. 11 volts, 10 volts, 10.9. There we go. So it shuts off about 10.6. So the inverter's still good. I'm excited. It's a 800 watt modified sine wave inverter. It's in an old computer case. This is one of my old computers I used to do video editing in 20 years ago. But yeah, the inverter's on the inside, and this is just something I pulled off the golf cart to keep the water off of it. This was actually the part that goes in the back. But yeah, that rocks. That's awesome. So it's just this battery. So I'm probably going to replace this battery with a small lawnmower battery just to get more space in this box. Maybe I'll put 2 of them in there. But I'm just going to do one small lawnmower battery because I don't really use this that much. And like I said, it just needs to be able to run the cameras. Because there's a wireless camera at nighttime. I want that camera to stay on. So, yeah, there's wireless camera on there too that's hooked into my surveillance system. Alright, so I'll be right back. Let's put this drill up here. Okay. Let's do this so I'm not conflicting with other people's devices. Alexa, change your name.
Okay. Amazon, computer, Echo, or Ziggy. Which of these do you like?
Computer.
Okay, you can call me computer on this device in a few seconds.
Alright, so that won't be conflicting with anybody else's devices when I want it to play music. And what's cool is I can have it turn on the water well. So when I'm out here working in here, there's an assistant device on it. And it's one of those old, it's the original ones that were made without a speaker. So you have to plug in a headphone jack, something with like a set of computer speakers, or plug it into something that's got an amp in it. So it's that little bitty white disc. It's not a big device at all. I bought 2 of them. I can't find the other one. But that's what's running these speakers underneath the solar panels. So now I can do this. Computer. Play poker face for flash. Computer. Volume 100%. And I also have volume adjustments individually. These are just ceiling speakers that I have probably 10 of them right now from installing PA systems back in the day. So they're not supposed to do what I'm doing with them, but I made them run off of 12 volts. They're made to run on 24 volts, but 12 volts runs the amps just fine. I just got a good shot of my head there. That's great. That's great. Who wants to look at my old head? Alright, let's fix that view. Alright, so the calling line's open. I'm probably fixing to ease out of the stream now that we got everything going. This is what? Jimmy Neutron stuff? This is Jimmy Neutron stuff. Yeah, it's the trailer is really cool. It's got a wireless camera. I used to have a TV in there, but I just had the TV to watch the weather, and I had it to watch Roku. The cart's rolling. Now it stopped. So yeah, it's got all kinds of cool stuff, but I'm glad the inverter's working. and I don't have to replace that. All I need to do is replace the battery. Of course, I have to replace the battery, but that's a lot cheaper than the inverter. The battery I can replace for 30 bucks. That inverter would be a couple of $100. And they don't make that one anymore. So this is how I'm listening to the callers on my little, and the cart has an FM transmitter, so this is how I was listening to the caller call in earlier with my little Sony Walkman. It's an old school Sony FM MP3 player. All right, so we're going to be shutting this down. If I don't put this out here, I'm going to lose it. There we go. Yeah, I lose more stuff because I think, all right, I'll leave it right there, and I know exactly where I put it. I just need to put it back up there. Right here. And I won't lose it, right? All right. So that's pretty exciting. Now, if it was still sunny, we'd go for a little ride. But this is a solar-powered cart, and I don't want to tap into my battery reserves. It's going to rain. Not here, Native. It's not going to rain here. So yeah, here's the little streaming setup here. So this is the Magic Jack. This is how I'm taking the calls. That's the calling line right there. And then, of course, you can't see it, but if my hand was a mirror, there's a webcam right there. What do I have that would reflect? Let's see. How can we do this the smart way? What do we have that has a reflection on it? Do we have a camera? All right, so how do I switch to the other direction? There we go. So there's the webcam that's doing the video. It's one of those old school Logitech 920s. It's not focusing. But it's got the dual mics and the blue LEDs. There we go. And I got it on a selfie stick, and it's hose clamped right here. Here, I'll show you pictures I took earlier. So yeah, that's how I got that set up earlier today. Let's see. Yeah, so that's the setup there. That's what's holding the camera onto the cart. There's going to be a test later. Hose clamps are your friend, or friends, depending on if you have one or more than one. If you have 2 hose clamps, they're your friends. If you only have 1 hose clamp to work with, it's your friend. All right, let me check my phone real quick. All right. Nothing, no emergencies here. All right, we're doing good. Rock and roll. All right, so any questions in the chat? We're probably going to be simmering down now. I'm making dinner, or I would call. That sucks. Yeah, because I'm fixing to shut her down if somebody doesn't call. So if somebody doesn't call in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to be probably ending the stream in the next 5 minutes, because I'm going to catch up with the chat real quick and answer any questions from the chat. Let's see, let me go all the way back up here. All right. Let's see, freeze dried are good, 5K, and okay, freeze dryers are about $5,000 in the States, is what Sunhoney says. 5,000 bucks. What kind of freeze dryer is that? That sounds crazy. Let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, I like that guy calling in earlier. He's got a lot to say, and he knows how to communicate really well. All right, so Joe says, Fry, make sure you shut off the gas and let the carb run out every time. Yeah, I do that. I just didn't do it this time. Yeah, Joe, I normally do that, but it's just too noisy for the stream right now. It'll be fine until tomorrow. Like I said, that gas does not have ethanol in it. It's a ethanol-free gas, so it's not going to give me as much trouble. But yeah, I normally let it run out of gas whenever the generator shuts off. Let's see. What else is in the chat here? And I'll put the call-in line one more time, and we're probably going to be easing out because how long have we been streaming? 2 hours? We got a lot done in 2 hours, don't you think? 512-221-1953. All right. Boom. That's the call-in line. Again, I was going to set up Facebook. I didn't have time, so I'm also going to have a setup where you can call in using your Facebook Messenger. So that'll be cool. And that way you don't have to use your phone. And all you have to do is just friend me up on Facebook. And it's just on your data, on your house. If you're on your computer, you don't have to share your phone number. That's the cool part. So if you're afraid of sharing your phone number, I respect that. So I think that's cool. All right, so we got Nightbot saying no agenda show, Grey Wolf Walk. Everybody check that out. Click on the KD659 at the top of the chat. If you have not already, go check his channel out and go watch his videos. He does a lot of, just not sustainable, but survival kind of stuff. Some cool inventions. All right, so Rob says, Fry, I'll send you a couple emails to help you with self-sufficiency and health. One for your lungs. Old native Indian recipe. Cool. Yeah, because I definitely need that. Working out here and all this dust. And this is basically blow sand. This property here is just blow sand. It's the worst soil to grow stuff on. That's why I get all the wood chips for free. But yeah, so tangenting. So I'm going to put the fuel valve on the generator, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I know I'm going to run it, and I'm going to cook something with that because the power runs into the house. And how does that work? So you can see I have a shop vac right there. That's a shop vac, and that blue hose goes up into the house. And I have an in-house vacuum. I can take that hose and vacuum the whole house with that shop vac turned on. So it's really cool. So I can vacuum while I'm on the phone, and it's not loud. So that's a really cool setup. And yeah, I had to put a big hole in the back of the house, but there's holes all in this house. There's a hole there for that solar stuff, and there's solar lines going in there. But the power line, the power wire coming from the generator goes right across here and up and through that hole there, and it goes all the way into the house where I can run into the kitchen, and I can run the toaster oven or the air fryer with it. So we're going to test out the generator. I'll probably do a stream on that tomorrow. And I might replace the fuel valve first if I feel like messing with gas. And then we're going to cook something with the generator power. And then once I get the generator finished, I might work on the tiller next, but I think I'm going to work on the four-wheeler to get it running. The last time it ran, so yeah, the last time it ran was probably when it snowed last. I can't remember, but I have video of me going through the snow and that four-wheeler right there. And then I'm going to put it in the garage where it belongs instead of out here rotting. That's a 1989. I think it's a 1989 Recon 250. And yeah, I've adjusted the valves on it a couple of times. I've never replaced the clutch. It is starting to slip a little bit finally, but you know, I take it easy on it. And then after I get that working, I'm going to replace the fuel pump in the 65 Chevy right there, the rusty looking one, and we're going to take a cruise in that thing. And then I'm going to get some tires. I got wheels. I'm going to get some tires and put back on the white truck, and we're going to get it going. If it had tires and wheels, the brakes, it needs a brake, a master cylinder went out on it. So I need to replace the master cylinder. That's why I quit driving it, because the master cylinder went out, and it sat up, and then I just didn't start it, and the battery went dead. You know how things happen. So I took the wheels and tires off and put on the big black Suburban, which still needs to be, the fuel pump needs to be replaced. But you can tell I'm in a big hurry to do that, right? I really don't like messing with gas. So that's the projects right now. And of course, this, just kind of fixing it back up and getting ready for next year's seed harvest, because it's technically turned into my seed harvesting trailer at this point. And of course, if somebody comes over, it's a cool place to hang out. I don't drink beer anymore, but I might drink a beer if somebody comes over, maybe one beer, but that's it. You know, I'm not going to be doing like I used to. But so Loud Red said, yeah, that's the neatest thing. Very cool. I guess you're talking about maybe the generator or the vacuum cleaner, the shop vac. I really like the shop vac I rigged up, because like last night, for instance, there was a cricket or something that died on the floor, and the ants came in and started eating the cricket. So there was a trail of ants. There was actually 2 trails. And I found that out because when I was vacuuming it up with my shop vac that runs into the house, that hose, when I was using that last night, I discovered there was 2 ant trails because I put my knee in the second one. So they started crawling up on my knee. But what I did is I vacuumed up most of the ants with my shop vac that goes into the house right there. And then I broke out the Hoover and finished them up. You know, but you got to really go quick when you do that, because they like to run away fast. Oh, also need to get this back on there. This was my solar-powered irrigation cart, completely solar-powered, and I'm not going to have an irrigation cart anymore because I'm going to not garden so far away from my water sources. So I'm going to turn this into another mobile streaming setup, and where I can take it to events. I'd rather take that one to events than this one, because that one can actually fit on a trailer easier. It's shorter because it's only 3 wheels, and it rides better. So I'd rather take that one to show events. So I'm going to fix that one up. So instead of it being a tractor like it's been, you know, an irrigation cart, it's going to be something to cruise around town, and I can take to car shows and stuff like that, and just putt around town with it. So yeah, that's going to be another fun project. And, you know, that's not a big priority, but it's something that I want to do. And then I'll clean up the backyard once the 4-wheeler is moved. And that's a wood pile. It's got all the, for the winter wood right there. That's a wood pile. I kind of want to move that so this is all cleared out again, so it looks better. Because it's a place for snakes to hide. So I want to be able to mow all that. So my goal is to get all that cleared out this year before we have winter time coming. And of course, clean up the back a little bit more, like all this crap. Like I want to put the, I got old batteries everywhere and stuff I just need to take and get recycled. You can get, for these old batteries, like 10 or 12 bucks at AutoZone. They'll give you store credit if you take them in. You can take in 5 at a time. Now that was last year. I don't know if they're still doing that. You would think they are, with the way that the prices of stuff's going up, because they're going to get more for their trade-in. But yeah, I just want to kind of clean it up back here, and if I don't need something, I'm going to sell it. So like that tiller, I don't need it anymore. You can't see it, but it's on the other side of the tree. So something else I need to work on and sell it, because I'm just tired of looking at stuff that I don't need anymore. That's a cool song. Yeah, the house back. Alright, that was a ding. Alright, so we're going to be heading out of the stream. I normally like to play a song, so let me see if I can pull this off. Let's go. I want it to be a high quality. So how can we do this? I'm going to open up another tab. Drag that over here. I'm going to go into my Plex server. And I'm going to tell that song to stop. Computer, stop. So we're going to go over here. We're going to log in. And we're going to do some tricky stuff here. We're going to see if this works. Yes, I want to log in as me. Who else would I log in as? You. We're going to go music. We're going to click on Poker Face. Because I got permission to run their music and it's copyright free. So how you like that? Let's see, which one do we want to hear? Let's sample a few. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I'll turn that down just a little bit while I'm sampling them. That one's called Control. That one's Don't Walk Away. That one's Revolution. That's Thieves in the Night. That's Watchmen. That's I Want to Know. That's Tear It Down. We might end with that one. This one's Father. That one's called Force. That's Jordan. That's Density. That's Freedom. That's Reefer Madness. It's Jesus Forgive Me. This one's Prayer for America. I think I want to end with Stalker. Yep, this is the one I want to end with. Alright. When the song's over with, we're going to be stopping the stream. Love you all.
Signs that you care, touching private innuendos, Wishing, hoping I was there. I look at you through the night scope while you're brushing out your hair. And I see your naked form so clearly. You don't even know I'm there. You feel my stare, feel my presence everywhere. Who said I spare when our stalkers everywhere? You feel my stare, feel my presence everywhere. Who said I spare when our stalkers
That's Poker Face. The song is called Stalker from their album Next. So check out Poker Face. Go to pokerface.com, and that's the song called Stalker on their CD Next, N-E-X-T. So yeah, that's I say it's one of my favorites of their songs, but I like 3 of their CDs. And Made in America is one. Sex, Lies, and Politics, I think, is another one. And then the one called Next. They're all just, every track on their CDs is just amazing, just like what you heard. So check out pokerface.com. I put the link in the chat earlier. You can see it right there, pokerface.com. And that is Stalker from the album Next. Love you all, and we'll maybe do this again tomorrow if I have time. So thank you for joining me, and we'll do this again soon.